Hi, and welcome back to Football Made Simple. As the Champions League resumes, the encounter between Manchester City and Real Madrid has captured many football fans' attention. City come into the game with a 2-1 advantage, however, Real Madrid can never be written off. Zidane will want to add yet another Champions League trophy to his collection, whereas after a disappointing league campaign, City will finally want to secure the Champions League. But what tactics could be seen by both managers? In this video, we take a look. Just before then, some exciting news as the FMS Patreon is now live. Thank you to everyone who responded to the poll, and now you can go to patreon.com/footballmadesimple if you have the means to help support the channel. And you'll get a host of rewards such as early access to videos like Atlanta's tactics and Mourinho's Real Madrid tactics, as well as exclusive videos and access to the Discord server. Thanks once again for all of those who are able to support. In the first match, City came away with a 2-0 win, and if you want a reminder of the tactics they used, the post-match breakdown is linked now and at the end of this video. Many matches have passed since their first encounter, so we need to use a combination of their recent tactics as well as their previous match. Let's start with how City may line up. In the first encounter, City used a very fluid formation, but for the most part it was a 4-4-2, with De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva both acting as false nines at times. And in the 12 matches since their first encounter, City have used the 4-2-3-1 on 4 occasions, but on 8 occasions they have used the 4-3-3. Madrid have had a clear preference for the 4-3-3 in their recent encounters, although Zidane has also used the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-3-2-1 on 1 occasion each. However, generally against elite opposition, we have often seen him place Valverde nominally on the right wing. But both managers use unpredictable lineups at times, but there's a good chance that City's first 11 will look like this, as he likes this midfield pairing as they are good at keeping possession. The most unpredictable factor, however, is Fernandinho, and whether he'll start in defense, midfield, or neither. In addition, will Bernardo be on the right wing or potentially in the central midfield, or neither again, which is another factor to consider. With Madrid, Ramos is suspended, so Militao may come in. At left back, Zidane has a big decision to make between Marcelo and Ferland Mendy. And on the right wing, Zidane may have to choose between the possessional safety of Valverde or using an out-and-out winger. And if Hazard is fit to start on the left wing, that will also be a big boost. So, let's take a look at the tactics that both teams may use, starting with Real Madrid in possession. Madrid will look to play out short at times through their centre-backs, and here they may feel the absence of Ramos, as he's extremely good on the ball and comfortable playing at left centre-back, although Militao has also shown himself to be comfortable in possession, although he, like Varane, prefers to start on the right. City are likely to be pressing in their preferred 4-4-2 shape, with the attacking midfielder joining a forward in the press. To counter this, Madrid will likely drop a midfielder deep to form a 3 versus 2. Of course, this would potentially leave a 2 versus 2 in midfield, which isn't ideal, so this is why Valverde could be crucial, as if he starts on the right wing, he could easily drop into the midfield to give them an extra number when needed, and help them keep the ball here if they played through successfully. But we have also seen Zidane experiment with inverted fullbacks since the football has resumed, and this may be another way he looks to create space, particularly with Carvajal tucking infield to cause the overload in this region. And if the City winger follows him infield, this may be the trigger as in the first leg for Modric to move into the deep wide region to pick up the ball and look to launch deep attacks from this space. If the City fullbacks looks to push up, Valverde, depending on his positioning, could move behind the fullback. Or if Valverde is more central, Benzema is comfortable drifting around the pitch and can duck into this created space. But with the default midfield shape, who Pep chooses to use in the anchoring midfield role could be key. Fernandinho is accustomed to playing as the sole defensive-minded midfielder for Pep, and is happy holding his position deep to read the play and break it up when necessary. However, Rodri, whilst an excellent player, tends to move higher to press the opposition, and as a result can be caught out of position here. This could be particularly pertinent if Hazard plays on the left-hand side, as he is happy to drift between the lines to receive the ball and then look to cause mayhem, and this may be something to look out for. The game could potentially get clogged up in midfield, with so many even numbers in this region. So, the flanks could be a major area for chance creation for Real Madrid. On the right hand side, we could see Carvajal moving infield at times, especially as Madrid first like to overload the left hand side, and this could create 1 versus 1 wide. On the left hand side, if Marcelo plays, he could look to dominate this inside left half space to create from this zone if he is left free. But if the winger comes to close him down, Hazard is now 1 versus 1 against the fullback, which he would love. This is why the decision between Bernardo or Mahrez at right wing could be crucial, as Bernardo has a much higher defensive work rate. But this also leaves space behind the fullbacks for City to attack. But how about in controlled possession for City? What could they do with the ball? As always, as much as possible, Pep would want his team to play out short. However, in the first leg, Real Madrid were eager to press high up often. So in this first phase, Pep may get his wingers to stay high and wide, with Edison ready to try and find them with longer balls over the top. But if the centre-backs do get on the ball, City will no doubt vary depending on Real's press. If it is only Benzema pressing high, City could advance both their fullbacks whilst maintaining the ball here. On the other hand, if an extra man joins Benzema, Walker could function as a temporary third centre-back whilst Cancelo pushes much higher. Cancelo high would present an outlet option if Real tried to press with the front three, or alternatively, if he is followed, Sterling as a left winger can now push infield to create a numerical advantage in these zones. The fact that they may be outnumbered in the midfield is why Gundogan may start alongside Rodri, as they are excellent at keeping possession in these deeper midfield regions. Undoubtedly, De Bruyne will also move deep when appropriate from his higher role to help keep possession against Madrid in the midfield. It will be interesting to see if Pep uses his double false 9 system once again. If he does, no doubt they will look to drop deep in these phases, and if Real Madrid's own midfield drops in response, City's deeper lying midfielders will now have more time on the ball. But if they look to stay high on City's pivots, City now also have men between the lines. But if that system isn't used, then in the midfield phases, Kyle Walker could move up as an inverted fullback, as he often does, to still ensure that City have 4 in midfield to match up Real's diamond or have an extra man. And this could be aided by inverted wingers as well. As Walker overlaps less than João Cancelo, we could see De Bruyne drift into the right to look for the cross into the forwards. For Real, 2 of the key players could be Hazard. First of all, if he starts, and if he does, he could drift between the lines or stay wide to create 1 versus 1s. Valverde, if he starts, could be important, knowing when to stay wide to stretch the defense and when to join the midfield. For City, Walker will be key in providing the extra option in defense and midfield, whilst also potentially facing Hazard. De Bruyne, as always, will be key to the chance creation. But how do you think the match will go? Leave your predictions down in the comments below. And a special shout out to Vince Campagna for supporting Football Made Simple on the Ultra tier, much appreciated. Head on over to patreon.com/footballmadesimple if you would like to support as well. But that's all for today, and remember, keep it simple.